Next up, we have a PawSox question, because you knew there'd be a PawSox question tonight. And Jonathan, you lead off. What are your thoughts on the PawSox deal, and why do you support it or not support it?
Okay, the PawSox deal is a very complicated issue. It involves both the Senate and the House, and but in general, I don't support it. I don't support it. I'm going to give you an analogy. This is the analogy. Let's say you're with a partner, and you've been with them for like 35 years. All of a sudden, one day they come to you and say, you know what, I'm interested in some other person over there. How do you feel? They come back because that person didn't want them. They say, you know what, I've loved you all along. You are mine. Let's make this official. Let's get married. But first, I want a ring in the house. On a personal level, what kind of reaction will you have to that? These are money-making ventures. These are people who have the ability to fund it all if they want. If it was such a good investment, you wouldn't want the state to invest because you want to reap in all the profits. Another reason for getting investors is because you don't have the money. They clearly do. But the other reason you get investors is to defray the risk. If you think something is risky, you want to spend less of your own money because then you're putting less of it up. And I think that's what's going on here. There's rumors swirling that they've already made the decision that they're going to Woonsocket. Some say it's a tactic to get more. More what? More of our money? I don't think it's right. I think it's legislation that's meant to go to the well-connected and powerful and people who have money, and they could advocate for themselves already.
So I haven't heard about the Woonsocket deal. I've heard of the Worcester deal. But in regards to, so how many of you guys have been living here your whole life? Okay. Have you heard of the Convention Center? Dunkin Donuts Center? The mall? The pedestrian bridge in the east side? You've heard of that, right? You've been paying for that. Now, where are they located? Providence? So your taxpayer money hasn't come back to Pawtucket, but we're all paying for Providence. We have one stadium in Rhode Island. It's McCoy Stadium. It's older. Some of you were probably around when they built it. And it's going to need some work. We know that with time it's going to need some additional work. We know that the current Apex site, it's been limited to its use. I used to shop there when I was a kid. How many of you guys, now Jonathan wasn't here, but in the 80s, downtown was a downtown, right? Do you guys miss that by any chance? Yeah. I do. I caught the tail end of it. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to put a stadium, brand new, where we could project ourselves long term, where we could build, use as a catalyst to attract individuals who really do want to come. But there's nothing to bring them to downtown. And if that was the case, there would be something in downtown at this time. We've worked to bring a train stop, to build the brewery scene, to do that, and we need to complement things. So I don't know how many of you know the current deal, but the current deal is not predicated on the city or state's taxpayer money.
10 seconds.
The idea is that the area is going to pay for itself. And if it doesn't, it's a non-recourse revenue bond. That means that they can't come after us. And that's why it took so long.